Welcome to the Full Armor of Game, episode 39, part 2 of how to tell whether or not she has a high body count and is she an easy lay.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. This is Sparta!
Put on the whole armor of
game.
This is where we fight! On these shield boys!
We have a great announcement for you guys. Our seminar will be starting soon. Our 5-week seminar, our coaching seminar, where you get all of our courses included for free, will be starting soon. So be on the lookout. We can only have 10 members that join because we will be spending a lot of time with these 10 members. We only have so much time throughout the night. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for that. Join our Players University as well. And you guys also get how many months free, Adam, if they take the seminar in the Players University?
3 months free. Yeah, if they take the seminar, they'll get 3 months free of Players University afterwards. But the 5 weeks with very intense, weekly meetups, seminars, Q&As, and then throughout the weeks, the 5 weeks, we'll also stay in contact with their own private kind of coaching community with just the 10 members and us.
Yes, so make sure you guys join. First come, first serve. Once again, the first 10 people. Now let's get into part 2. Adam, what do you have? Do you want to start this one off?
Sure, part 2. So when we talk about girls trips a lot, and if you're with, or if you know a girl that goes on lots of girl trips, and this kind of relates back to what Czar said about knowing her friend group and kind of getting a feel from, if it's the girl trips where they're always going to party destinations, Vegas, Miami, they're going, and they're going there to get wild and have fun and drink and all of that. That is one where I'm going to guess again. She's in a party setting. She's on vacation. She's with women that are going to peer pressure. Better chance that she's going to have a higher body count, especially when she's spending a lot more time with those types of women. But like, if you were to mention this with the girls, she talks about her girls trips. Like, if I were to ask her about that, I would say something like, "Oh, cool, girls trips. Like, what do you guys do? Do you guys like sit and knit all day long and take sewing classes together, or like you guys go out and have a good time?" And I'll ask it like that and kind of frame it in a way where she's gonna give me the truth, and she'll be like, "No, we don't knit. We definitely go out and have fun. Oh yeah, we do blah blah blah, and we always get da da da, and we go out and dancing and all that." When I'm hearing information like that, again, that's giving me more likely reason that she has a higher body count, versus if she's like, "Yeah, no, really, we just go together in a log cabin and we just spend time together. Sometimes we drink wine, but we do book readings together and we do this." That would be a different story. So she's on girls trips, dig a little deeper, and then you'll get a little bit more information about body count.
And my next one, shout out to Soy Saj, SOY_SAJ on Instagram. So if she says anything along the lines of this, even in her social profile, her dating profile, if she tells you this in person as well, listen carefully. "I'm tired of guys playing games. I'm not looking for sex, just a friend. Now I'm ready to settle down." So if she says, "I've had my fun, now I'm ready to settle down," you know that girl has been on the hot beef injection carousel. "I was a wild teen. Players need not apply." You get the idea. This is an easy girl that just found out she couldn't hold another guy. She is easy and uses her sexuality to fit in and be liked. And I've had a girl recently say this to me. I met on a dating profile. She saw my Instagram and she instantly got discouraged and she became unattracted because she was in her mid-30s, beautiful Latina woman. And she said, "Oh, I've had my fun. I'm ready to settle down and be in a relationship." So I already knew what that meant, fellas. I already knew 100% what that meant. She's had her fun sleeping with all these guys. Now she wants to get in a relationship with you. Like you're supposed to drive this used car that has all these miles on it and just buy it all of a sudden. Like, no, I'm not. I'm good. I'm not stupid.
That would be different than there are some women that have always had the mindset of like, oh, I want to meet a man and I want to, and maybe she's gone through some relationships that didn't work out. You know, she was together for a year or two and they broke up, another longer relationship. But if a girl's had that mindset of like, oh yeah, I'm ready, I want to find a husband, that's totally different than the girls that have gone through their 20s, mid 20s, high 20s with the mindset of I don't want to find a husband. I want to have my fun. I want to taste it all. Those girls really do taste it all.
Hmm.
One thing I saw two comments on your post, Czar. And so I'm going to shout out the underscore Dan 96. He mentioned if she goes to raves, and Spencer BEE mentioned a different comment. If she goes to EDM shows, electronic dance music, and he gave an example like if she goes to Coachella. So again, like Zara mentioned last episode, these aren't all, if this happened, she has a high body count. In fact, somebody in real life mentioned this specifically because we talked about EDM on the red flags episode, and she was really like trying to explain herself. It's like, that's not me. And I was like, you got to understand, I'm just generalizing. In general, if women go to EDM shows or raves, then they're going to be around dancing, they're going to be around alcohol, they're going to be around drugs, you know, Molly, ecstasy. They're going to be experimenting, dancing together, getting sweaty. Sometimes festivals like Coachella, or whatever, they're going to be multiple day festivals. So now they're sleeping in this vacation environment. So in general, if a girl frequents raves, there's a much better chance that she has slept around or she is open to sleeping around while she was there.
Yeah, and I had an older, mature, beautiful woman that made a comment on this video I made about girls that go to EDM concerts and raves. She's older, she's mature, she enjoys them. Doesn't mean she's easy or she's sleeping around. Some women just enjoy going to these shows. It's an escape for them. There's a lot of noise, a
Yeah.
lot of good music, so there's always exceptions. We
Yes.
don't want to generalize with all of these, but for the most part, my argument with this is it goes towards the younger girls, like the teens, early 20s. Those girls, if they like to be overstimulated, if they like to be in an overstimulated environment like raves, electronic dance music concerts and festivals, these girls constantly need stimulation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Okay.
that would even be a good point of like if a girl goes to a concert, like if I go to a concert, I don't want to go to the concert and sit there and dance all the time. Like I want to get comfortable in my seats and I want to, smoke a joint before the concert and just get laid back and enjoy the music. But if a girl goes to a concert and she's like, "Oh, I always got to have floor seats. I want to be in the middle of the dancing. I want to be in the action." That's the other level to it. Like some women just go to concerts to enjoy the music and they're not in there trying to get all sweaty with everybody in the mix. So there's definitely layers to this, but again, generalization is EDM or raves going to be a higher body count.
Yeah, and I used to go to these concerts and raves. I'm not hating in my formative
I
years.
like I like the music, I do.
Hmm.
I know the environment is going to
Yep.
be temptation for women.
And I know what that environment is like. And they were some of the best times of my life. And oh my God, if you only knew what these young girls would do there, but we're not going to get into that. So this one's a good one. This one is from Majin underscore Damien. So if she has a butterfly tattoo or several, and I've made a video about this, a lot of people still don't seem to get it. Many women get offended by this. So if she has a butterfly tattoo, if she has a dream catcher tattoo, or if she has feathers tattooed, flowers, that girl is free spirited. Now, what does that mean? A lot of guys don't understand what that means when I say that. So, what that means is she's like a bee buzzing around and hovering around the nearest cock within a 5 mile radius of where she lives. That's what that means when a girl says free spirited. She's landing on the nearest cock or several cocks that she can find. I'm telling you, girls that are free spirited, especially if they have butterflies tattooed, roses, flowers, dream catchers, feathers. If you don't believe me, next time you guys are on Pornhub or you're touching your little inky winky, watching these degenerate videos, tell me what tattoos these women have. Just tell me what tattoos most of them have, especially the dirtiest girls in these videos, in these adult content videos. Majority of them have dream catchers, butterflies, feathers, or some type of bullshit flower, or several of all
Oh,
these.
or if they have a really dark, like gothic, like skulls. I've noticed women that have like
Yes,
skulls and stuff like that, they seem to
demonic.
have like, yeah, they're more in that demonic, like darker, they're
Hmm.
more down to get into the darker places, which what are the darker places? Sinning,
Hmm.
drinking, drugs, sex.
Yes. Because a woman of light, a woman who has a low body count, she's not going to get these demonic tattoos on her. That could be some type of weird demonic face. Oh, because I like it, or an upside down cross. If she has a dragon tattooed or a snake, anything
Ooh, snake.
that looks demonic. You just look at this and you're like, what the fuck is that? Why would a girl even get that tattooed? Oh, I just like it. It's dark, it's edgy. Yeah, you guys should understand and know why, because a lot of porn stars, women that are in these adult films, they have those same tattoos. And there's a reason for that. They like to sin. They don't hold accountability for how many guys they sleep with. They like to be edgy. They like to be rebellious. And I'm telling you, they have a high body count.
My next one I have is I just put like if she's a model, and because a model can mean a lot of things. But again, in general, models are going to be praised for their beauty. They're going to be things that guys lust after and are looking after. They're going to be sexualized in a lot of the photo shoots. And so there's just going to be a lot more attention around them, especially when they get flown out to do their shoots if they're actually like a decent model. But then there's a lot of other reasons that model can mean high body count, because she could say model and it's like, oh, she doesn't tell you she's an OnlyFans model. And she's gonna count that as she's telling you she's a model, but in reality, she's taking pictures of her snatch, 3 times a night to please Beta Benny and all the other simps that subscribe to her. So if you hear she's a model, my warning signs go up a little bit about the body count.
Yeah, I had that one too, Adam. Interesting. If she is a model, was a model, an actress, or aspiring to be an actress. So
Ooh, actress would be a good one, especially in
they,
California.
yep, I think anywhere, because they have that bubbly, outgoing personality. They're energetic, they're very likable. And you can spot these women a mile away, even when you talk to them. You could just tell they have a high body count. And the issue with models, or, if she was a model, an actress aspiring to be an actress, imagine how many guys they rub shoulders with. Imagine how many guys they meet, especially on social media when they're out doing their thing as well. They probably run into a lot of ballers too, the guys that are willing to cash app and pay them money just to see them. These foreign guys that want these models. You will never do it for her, fellas. I'm telling you, you will never do it for her. It will be a headache. These women will cheat as well. They will never be happy with you. These are the guys that are spending tons of money just to fly these women out to be with them. So avoid them at all costs, recreational use only. But my next one was, and this is shout out to Football Dad 7 on Instagram. She has no emotion in the bedroom. Now, a lot of feminists, I've slept with, I think, 2 hardcore feminists in my life. And when I tell you I couldn't even finish because it was so awkward sleeping with them, they had no emotion whatsoever. They weren't moaning. They didn't act feminine. They didn't seem like they were into it. They were very masculine, just laying there, not even making a sound. It was so fucking awkward and unattractive. I couldn't even finish. I stopped. I never wanted to talk to these women again. Now, he's absolutely right. If they have no emotion in the bedroom, and I'll add another one to this. If you have to warm up the car before you can drive it. So if you have to engage with foreplay If you have to engage in foreplay with a woman before she gets wet, why do you think that is? Fellas, she's been desensitized by getting so many hot beef injections that you have to warm up the car before you can start it. Now, when you sleep with a woman, even if she's your girlfriend, you should instantly be able to get her wet without even doing foreplay. Because my foreplay is a woman's mind. What's in between her ears. Okay, that's my type of foreplay. But if you sleep with her and she's very dry, she's not even getting wet, that girl has been desensitized by a lot of hot beef injections, a lot of fresh halals. So be on the lookout with that. But if she also has no emotion in the bedroom, she's been desensitized. Think of uh what's that model's name? Mila. What's her name? Mila. You always see her on
Oh, Mia
Instagram.
Khalifa.
Mia Khalifa. Just picture her, just soulless. No emotions even when she speaks. Just darkness in her eyes, like she's been passed and used around.
Yeah, when you mentioned that too, something I thought about was like after you sleep with a girl, like afterwards, like right after, the women that have a lower body count are much more likely to want to cuddle you right after or like stay close to you. She doesn't want to feel like we just had sex and now we're breaking apart. Whereas some women, and again, like I say, it's like I don't hold this against women. Like if a girl has a high body count and we're both cool with it, that's no problem with me. But they just act different. And like some women that have a high body count afterwards, they'll be like, hey, hey, you want to go smoke a joint? It's like, yeah, sure. But they're more likely to just be like, all right, we had sex, we're ready to move on. Versus like the women with lower body counts are more like, hey, I want to hold you. I want you close to me. So that little difference in energy too can signal higher versus lower body count.
Yeah, if she's quick to put her shoes on after you sleep with her, fellas, and she just says bye, that girl is used to doing that. Because a great feminine woman that has a low body count, and this happened to me where I tried kicking this girl out. I was being a dick that night. I was just not in the mood. I didn't want to cuddle. I didn't want to hang out there after. She started crying. She literally started crying in front of me. She didn't want to just get up and leave after she slept with me because she's not used to doing that. And no woman should be used to getting up and leaving right after they sleep with you. It's in their natural feminine energy to want to cuddle, hang out with you after. And I know a lot of the red pill guys tell you, oh, don't cuddle with the girl. No, don't pillow talk with her. You could lay with her, chill and kick it and vibe with her, but don't just kick her out. Don't be like Mike the Situation in the Jersey Shore where he just calls them a taxi or a cab and kicks them out right after. It makes them feel cheap. They never want to see you again when you do that. I can't do
Yeah,
that with a woman.
I love a nice little cuddle after a good
I
release.
do
I
because
just
Adam,
like
if we
lay
sleep,
back. It's
yeah,
like
because
but but the energy in that too is like I'm laying back and she's coming into my arms, cuddling into me. I'm not like okay, I'm gonna spoon or I'm not like hey, come spoon me now and getting all like beta about it and always needing to cuddle with her. Uh, but
you're always in your masculine frame. You're still in that seductive frame. You're not acting like you want a relationship with her. Now you want to have her children and you want to marry her. No, you're still that same cool guy that she slept with 10 minutes ago.
So one thing I am picturing of a woman that I would perceive as a high body count, you can see this in shows or movies or stuff. Like think of like a lawyer in a show, like a boss lady lawyer. Like she sleeps with the guy and then she kind of like rolls him off of her and she's like, "Hey, get off me." And she pulls out a cigarette and lights like a cigarette and she's like laying back. And it's like that's the epitome of like the masculine type of frame. So if a girl has that type of attitude, it's like you have sex, she rolls away. She's like, all right, I'm lighting up a cigarette and just kind of stays in her space. That's more of kind of that masculine detachment from it. So those are the type of women where I'm like, okay, yeah, that's probably a higher body count than the girl that wants to cuddle up and snuggle up with you.
Yeah, 100. And I don't mind cuddling with the girl. I don't know what the hate is with the red pill. And if I'm going to sleep with the girl, obviously I enjoy her company. So I want to chill with her right after. Now,
Yeah.
this one was a good one because I mentioned this once a while ago. And shout out to JKP9227 on Instagram. This is solid. A lot of guys overlook this one. So if you go through a girl's profile pics on social media, even on her dating profile pics, if you're on a dating app, If she has profile pics of her tongue sticking out of her mouth, that girl is a thought. I put that girl is a certified T. She is a top T. She's a top T. You heard a top G. This girl's a top T, a top thought.
Thought
I
means that hoe over there, for guys
that
that don't know.
hoe, that hoe, that tool, the hoe for gardening, of course. So any girl that sticks her tongue out in her pictures, that is raunchy. It's disgusting. It's absolutely unattractive. Any woman I've ever been in a relationship with, the high quality feminine women, not once did they ever stick their tongue out in their pictures. Only trashy women do that. Like, look, I don't care. Yeah, my tongue's out. It's trashy behavior. And a lot of guys overlook that one sign.
Yeah, that's a good point. I have one here from Cassius Clay 63 is comment on Instagram. And he has actually a bullet list of quite a few, but the one that I'm going to focus on is he said if she's heavily into the nightlife scene. And that is like the girls that are addicted to clubbing, they're addicted to going out multiple times a week. They always want to do stuff at the bars, at the, the night scene. And again, just like we said with the bartender, well, at least the bartender there is doing it to get paid. She's doing it to make a living. Girls that are frequently going out to the nightlife scene and they really are attached to the nightlife scene, they're going out there for attention, validation, flirtation, free drinks, and penises. So heavily into the nightlife scene, that's one that I'm like, all right, we know what she likes. We know why she's into the nightlife scene. She likes all those types of things. It's like if she really loved music, she could love music in the daytime by herself in her bedroom laying down. No, she likes the nightlife scene.
I had this one too, Adam. I had it labeled as her 1 a.m. social life. So I've been in
That's
many
good.
social groups and I've seen a girl's phone start blowing up just as the bars and parties are closing down. This is a sure sign the girl is easy and has a stable of men to service. So the high once again, I go back to the relationships I've been in. All the good quality girls, they have a curfew. They go to sleep at the exact same time every night. They wake up early, they have a routine. Girls that have a 1 a.m. social life, they have a stable of men they have to service. They have work to do, fellas. Let them do that work. If you want to be part of that stable, wait for your turn.
And,
But
and there's a place in, for these women in the life too. It's like if I'm out at the bar with some buddies after golf, we're playing darts. I love when the 1 a.m. nightlife group rolls around and they just hit the bar at 10 p.m. on a weekday or something. It's like they're coming to get the party started. Yeah, I might go. These girls probably have high body counts, but it's still fun to interact, flirt, and do a little something, something. If that's the case, it's just those are the girls that you're going, well, that's probably not a girl I'm going to give her a ring to be my wife.
yeah, those are the most fun girls too. When you talk to them, they're all just full of energy, very outgoing, and they have to be to live that 1 a.m. social life. So this one's also a shout out to Cassius Clay 63 on Instagram.
Oh, you saw that one too. Okay.
I had this on my list. Yeah, he had several. Shout out to you. She tells you how good at sex she is. So when I first started learning the alpha female dynamics, I would have never believed this, but as I have become more powerful with my game, I have seen it dozens of times. So when you first start talking to a girl and she starts qualifying herself about how good she is at oral or in bed, the easier she is. But she's also likely very manipulative. So be careful. If you have been talking to a girl for less than an hour and she tells you she loves to be dominated or any other kinky sex act, she's basically telling you, I'm open for business.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a girl on a dating app that I remember like a few messages in, she was kind of tough, like, like one of those, she was like a feminist type woman. But I said something, I just kept my like stern, like short, stern, all that stuff. And like she finally replied with something. She's I really like your energy. And then her next question was, are you into BDSM? And so that was still within like, uh 7 total messages or something between us.
Mhm.
And that's where, okay, that girl asked about BDSM that early in the conversation. I was like, this girl likes to get down, but that's what I was looking for. So it actually ended up working out great, and she was wild. But when a girl leads with something like that, like Zara says, something sexual or asking you questions like, do you like to be dominant, or, like those type of things early on, she's thinking about sex. And sometimes that is because you are, really displaying a masculine energy about you. But still, like Zara mentioned before, like real quality feminine women still aren't going to be asking those questions so early on, even when they, feel that masculine energy from you.
Yeah, they'll be reserved. And I'll add on that one as well, Adam. If she sends you nudes right away, that girl's easy. If she sends you nudes, you haven't even earned it. She's just quick of sending you naked pictures. That girl's easy, fellas. I wouldn't get in a relationship with that girl.
If she's quick to send them, she knows how to do it, and she's okay with it. She's done it before to multiple other men.
Yeah. And my
Which I
next one
do. I
here,
love a
yeah,
good nude. I love women keep
we all
sending me
do.
nudes. I'm just not going to marry you, and
Yeah.
I think that's fine. That's fair, right?
Ladies, we'll accept them upon request. No problem. We're not going to judge.
Yeah.
We love you, slutty women. As Lou Ashby says in Californication, I love sluts. They're some of my favorite humans on this earth. They're some of my favorite people, and I agree with them. Who wouldn't agree with Lou Ashby? Now, if she is a nurse, shout out to Keithman112 on IG. We've all seen the videos. I actually had a viral video, had 1.5 million on Instagram because I made a video titled "The Easiest Women to Sleep With," and profession wise, and nurses happen to be number one. And it's true, fellas. From my experience, I didn't need any statistics. I didn't need to read any books on this shit like these podcasts show you and teach you and blurt out on their fucking podcast. I know from experience, if she is a nurse, she is easy, bro. They have such a stressful job, and they're more likely to cheat and also engage in anal sex as well. So shout out to Keithman112. Either he's been watching my videos, listening to me, or he knew this already.
I have a comment here from your post from Corey.Adams.989. And he's kind of summing up body count. And he says, think of a body count as a number of test drives before the car was sold. Would you buy a car that had been driven by 100 people that didn't buy it? Would you buy a car that had 5 previous owners? And that's what, when we talk about body count in the commitment relationship, trying to marry a girl, that's a great frame to look at it, is like, the higher the body count, the more times that car was returned. It's like, why is that? What's the reason for that? And there's more likely that she has an easier time moving on to new relationships as well. But if there was a Ferrari sitting on the side of the road and someone said, Adam, do you want to test drive this Ferrari? I don't care if 100 other people have test drive that Ferrari. I'm going to have a good time driving that. I'm just not going to pay full price for that Ferrari.
Yeah, that was a great comment by him. Great analogy as well. And my next one, we already mentioned she travels with her friends a lot. You meet single girl with friends and she's easy and open to your charm. You know, they're DTF on a cruise or a resort. They're usually DTF. But my next one, I came up with this. A lot of guys forget this, and I think I don't know why I came up with this one. Urinating in public. So any college or adventurous man that has spent any time on a main street of clubs, college bars, or other type of environment that has lots of men and women in a party atmosphere knows this one. The girls that will just drop their pants and piss in an alley are always easy. But remember, fellas, make them shower first before you sleep with them. I had to include that in there because I'm telling you, women that are just comfortable with urinating in public, they are not only trashy, in my opinion, but they're very easy.
They are untamed, is a kind way to put it.
Yes.
Untamed. All right. So, wait, were you going to talk about the iPhone thing?
Yeah. So a lot of
Okay,
our,
because I was going to say
yeah,
there was a shout out at least that I see on here. You might have other ones, but I'm just going to shout Fed the Realtor out because he said cracked phone screen.
yeah, a lot of guys commented. There's a lot of you. Okay. We could shout out many, but I saw this throughout the post on my Instagram, cracked phone screen. And this is from multiple sources that commented. And I have to agree with this, man. I overlooked this one. If she has a cracked phone screen and she doesn't even fucking care, for some reason, I can correlate that with her having a high body count because it's similar to a girl having scuffed up, dirty shoes, like dirty chucks. That girl has been passed around. Look at a girl's shoes, fellas. If they're scuffed, they're dirty, they're broken, because women love shoes. They love to have a good appearance. So they're not going to wear trashy shoes that have stains on them or look like they're scuffed, like she's been wearing them for fucking 5 years. No, a good quality feminine woman, she'll have clean, nice shoes. So be on the lookout. And I guess the cracked phone screen goes hand in hand with that one as well. I guess they
Yeah,
go hand in hand.
the way that I'm reading into this too, and it does really make perfect sense because now that I think about it, I'm thinking of the girls that have cracked
Me
iPhones,
too. Me too.
and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I feel like there's a correlation. And when do you like? Anytime I've dropped my phone, typically it was because I was really drunk or out somewhere and I was drinking. And so if a girl has a bunch of cracks all shattered on her phone screen, that to me seems like she's been doing some activities where she's definitely not sober and getting careless when your phone is that
Sloppy.
cracked, just wherever it go. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's funny. I mean, I feel like it's true. It just
I
seems like it's
overlooked that
true.
one. And you think back to all the girls that you slept with that had cracked phone screens, and you're like, damn, I can't
It
believe I
makes
missed that
sense.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does make sense. Now, the next one, this is shout out to Corteggy on IG, Corteggy. Shout out to him. She carries condoms with her or keeps them in her drawer. Now, we mentioned this on another podcast, but if a woman's carrying condoms on her or she keeps them in her drawer, how much dick is this girl getting where she has to have her own condoms, fellas? It's not where a lot of guys think, oh, yeah, she practices safe sex. She has her own condoms. No, every guy should have their own condoms. That's on you. But why does a girl have them? To me, that is fucking disgusting. I wouldn't even sleep with her if I saw that, if she pulls out a condom for me. Okay.
Well, if I thought about the scenario of a girl that was about to get with a guy and maybe they're at her place, that's why she has her own stuff there, and the guy's like, oh shoot, sorry, I don't have a condom. If that girl needs to have it so badly, she's like, don't worry, I got my own store of condoms, here we go. That's like, okay, there's definitely some level of higher body count than the girls that are like, no, I'm only gonna have safe sex, and the guy's like, well, I don't have a condom, and she's like, okay, well, we can't do that tonight. Like there, it's just too easy of an out for her to just be like, no, okay, that's fine, we don't need to do it tonight. But the girl that's like, don't you worry, I've got a whole treasure
Mhm,
box full of them here. It's like, why does she always need to be prepared? She's been in situations
mhm.
like this before where the guy didn't have it, and so she's like, I really want to get it in. I better keep my own stash of condoms.
Yeah, be careful, guys, and make sure you carry your own condoms. That's a man's job because the accountability falls on us. Now, I had another one I had to mention, Adam, that no one else brought up. I'm surprised. Now, if she's a non-sports adrenaline junkie, the more dangerous the adventure, the more likely she is to put out. So you'll see a girl on the back of a big cruiser type of motorcycle, or she's riding her own crotch rocket of a bike. She is easy, fellas. She's very easy, fellas. Okay. So if you step that up to a custom street bike or chopper, she's even easier. So the girl that climbs on the back of a crotch rocket wearing shorts or a skirt is very easy. If any of these girls don't wear a helmet or safety gear, it tends to make them even easier. So if you find a girl that has a need for danger, that also has one or more of the other telltale signs we're telling you here, fellas, you can bet she has a high body count. Girls that are adrenaline
Or she's a
junkies,
lesbian.
or she's a lesbian. And usually these girls come with tattoos, piercings as well. And these girls, I'm telling you guys, man, I can't even say it on this podcast, but just trust me. She has been railed many times. If she's the type of girl that loves motorcycles, she needs adrenaline, she loves skydiving. I'm not talking about scuba diving or deep sea diving. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real adrenaline junkies. Like they love adrenaline. They need to feel that rush of what is that? I can't think of the chemical epinephrine.
Epinephrine.
Yeah, epinephrine. So epinephrine is that is the chemical you release when you feel that adrenaline. Okay, if they're one of those types of girls, I'm telling you, they love the hot beef injections. So be careful with women like that. I think I had one more. I want to shout out one more person, and I'm done after this one, Adam. So if you
Yeah,
have
me
any you
too.
want to add,
So
yeah,
we'll just close
so,
up with this one then.
yeah. So shout out to I hope I say this name right, Vuja Sikalexa on Instagram. If I butchered your name, my bad. It sounds like some European name. So how she acts after sex through text, etc. And I find this to be true. So we teach you this in our seminar, also in our courses. After you sleep with a girl, right? This is one of my tests as well. I'm not reaching out to her. I'm waiting until she reaches out to me because that tells me whether or not this girl is used to doing that. Is she used to just sleeping with random men and moving on, forgetting about them? Even if you were bad in bed, fellas, a good quality feminine woman, it's not going to sit right in her gut sleeping with a man that she met, that she's attracted to, and then just completely ignoring him and not wanting to see him anymore. They'll always reach out because they have that guilt inside of them. They know they're not supposed to do that with random men. They really liked you. So they will text you, they will reach out. And one of the other reasons why this is my test that I do is because if she doesn't reach out, all she wanted was a one night stand with me. And I'm cool with that. I don't care. But I'm not going to start chasing this girl and asking to see her. I want her to start chasing me. I want her to show me what kind of a good woman she is. Is she just going to let me sleep with her and move on and forget about me? Am I going to forget about her? Or is she going to text me asking whether or not she can see me again, asking how I'm doing, checking up on me, whatever it is, fellas. But this is why I tell you don't reach out to a girl that you just slept with. But I like to slip in this one line after I sleep with them and they're about to leave. Hey, listen, don't be a stranger. I don't judge. Feel free to text me if you want to see me again. I have no problem with that. I'll throw in that one, I'll throw in that line. And if they still don't want to text me or reach out, that's on them. I don't care because I'm not chasing a girl. I want her to chase me. And a girl that is chasing you cannot break up with you. And this also shows me her level of interest. So after you sleep with her, if she's reaching out to you, she's making the effort, you know, okay, you can invest a little bit more money into this girl. You can invest your time and energy into her. You know that she truly likes you. She wants to see you again. You can't do that if you're the one reaching out to her after you sleep with her. Now the power is back in her hands. So that's the last one I wanted to mention. And he was absolutely right with that. How does she act after she sleeps with you?
Yeah, I can kind of relate that to with what we're saying is after you sleep with her, is she trying to initiate cuddling with you, or is she kind of just breaking off doing her own thing? And it's kind of that same idea as like after you sleep together the next day, is she doing her own thing, walking away, whatever? It was just sex, no big deal. Or is she trying to cuddle with you in a way, trying to stay connected by reaching out to you, asking you how you're doing, or I had a great time last night? And then is a smaller scale to that, guys. If you're going on a date with a girl, it's the same idea as like, I don't text a girl after the date. I wait for her to text me. I don't text her, even though our parents told us we're supposed to text a girl, make sure she got home safe. It's like, no, I don't text her. I got other things to do. I enjoyed my time on the date with her, but now I'm moving on with my life. And then if she reaches out to me, that, like Zara mentioned too, is going to show a lot more of the interest level. If I went on a date with girl and I don't reach out to her and she doesn't reach out to me, I don't need, there's no detective work I need to do. I just go, okay, she wasn't feeling it. She's not interested. No big deal. I'll move on to a different girl. But it's the guys that go on a date and they, hey, I hope you had a great night. And they're always checking in with her. They have no
Mhm.
read on how that girl truly feels about them. So they end up wasting weeks or months or even years of their life sometimes just hanging out in that kind of friend zone category with women.
And they're giving out boyfriend vibes. And we teach you guys in our seminar and in the Players University. Make sure you guys join before the prices go up. We're telling you right now, join the Players University. So we teach you guys you never want to give out boyfriend vibes. Texting a girl, I hope you made it home safely. That's boyfriend vibes. Hitting up a girl after you sleep with her, that's boyfriend vibes. Checking in on a girl, that's boyfriend vibes. Texting her good morning, good night, that's boyfriend vibes. Opening the car door for her, that is fucking boyfriend vibes.
Yeah,
That is the last thing you guys want to do. The
and
last
that
fucking
and I
thing.
know and this is what we have to go over specifically when we do talk about this in the seminar or whatever, because it's like guys are going to hear that and they go, but that's what I want. I want to be her boyfriend. So of course I want to give her boyfriend vibes. But you got to understand with women, women want more of the player vibe, and then she wants to coerce that guy into being her boyfriend. She wants to know that you have options and she has to work to get your attention.
Mhm.
The guys that lead with boyfriend vibes, those girls go, there's no challenge. I already know I can get this guy. So then she doesn't really respect your boyfriend vibes you're giving her. She's just kind of like, maybe if I'm 35 and fat, I'll reach back out to this guy and give him a chance then. But she doesn't want this now because it feels like desperation to her. She's like, I want the challenge. I want to take the player away from the game and make him mine. That is like her secret desire. So you got to have that cool, calm, collected, nonchalant attitude. And then the woman will want to make you have boyfriend vibes. She'll try to she'll give you all the girlfriend treatment. So
Yeah,
I know it's kind of
yeah,
counterintuitive, but that's
it
just
is.
one of the rules of dating.
Hmm. And Adam, I'm going to end on this two things. And a lot of guys get this twisted, especially with the boyfriend vibe scenario. And we should actually make a separate podcast on all the signs that you're giving out when it comes to boyfriend vibes. That would be a good
Yeah,
podcast.
that
Never
would be a
give
good
out boyfriend
episode.
vibes. And we'll give you examples, okay? So you guys understand this. So a lot of guys get this twisted. They go into a date with the girl and they assume relationship first, sex after. So boyfriend vibes first, sex after. Every relationship starts with a sexual relationship first, not the other way around. So you can't go into that dating dynamic with a woman thinking that you're the perfect boyfriend material and you two are going to make the best couple ever. You can't go into that scenario right there. Like Adam said, you have to go in with the player vibes first, not like a douchebag vibe, but player alpha vibes first. Okay. Like a lot of women want you. You have options. You've been on dates
Yeah.
before.
And
You're playing
you're
it cool.
enjoying meeting new
Mm-hmm.
people. You're not sitting here going, I hope you're my wife. I hope you're my wife. You're just like nonchalant about it. It's like, yeah, we're going to hang out. We'll see if I like you. I don't care if a girl is beautiful. I don't put in my mind, this is going to be my girlfriend. I'm like, all right, well, she earned a date. She's pretty enough. She's cool enough. Now I go on the date and I'm like, we'll see if I ever want to see this girl again by the end of this date. It's all casual, no high pressure. Like I'm gonna make this girl my girlfriend.
Yeah. Stop idealizing women. Stop it. You might think she's the most beautiful girl in the world, but she gets praised for that. She's used to going out on dates with plenty of men. Be different. Be a challenge. Her beauty doesn't even impress you whatsoever. And the other thing I wanted to say, because you made a great point, Adam, was throughout history, a woman's number one fantasy, and it still is to tame the wild beast, the alpha, and make him change his player ways for her. That is a woman's number one greatest fantasy throughout history, in present time, in future time, even when we're extinct. If humans come back on this earth, somehow we respawn sporadically, that will still be their fantasy, fellas. You're not going to change that. Where they want to
Yeah,
tame the wild beast, and he changes his ways for her only.
and you know what would maybe even because we hear about every once in a while where a guy did that. He was a player. He changed his life for her, and then the girl lost attraction. It's like again, that's her fantasy that she thinks she wants is to tame the wild alpha. But maybe a better way to even say is like to corral the wild alpha into her ranch, into her playpen. And I say it like that, corral instead of tame, because she has to know that if she steps up or she, disrespects you, that you still are that wild stallion inside and you can jump over that fence and go back out. If she neuters you, if she comes in, she takes the alpha and neuters the alpha and turns him into a beta, then all of a sudden she's going to lose attraction because she has no fear. If she lets you go, you're just some castrated horse out there walking around, no big deal. She's still got to know that you are that wild stallion, but she wants to be able to corral you to just play in her ranch for now. But she knows if she steps up, I'm going to barge through this fence and go back out to my freedom if I'm not getting a great treatment here in this ranch that you're building for me.
And that's when it becomes fun, fellas. But listen, thank you for tuning in. We want you guys to subscribe to our Spotify, to our podcast. Also, leave us a review, an honest review. Spread and share our podcast. It helps with the algorithm. And make sure you send this to your friends. Make sure you subscribe once again and leave us a comment, an honest comment, and a review. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, an honest 5-star review.
Yes. Thank you.
If you want to leave a 1-star review, be dishonest, lie to us about how much you love us, and give us a 5-star. Reverse psychology.
Mhm.
All right, see you guys next time.
See you guys on the next one.